Welcome everyone. Today we are doing a short video to demonstrate the use of the Pregnancy and Vaccinations Report in Primary Sense. To access the report, you will need to go to your desktop app, click on the tile, and then click on the Reports tab. The report screen will open up where you can then select the report you would like to open. Today, we are using the Pregnancy and Vaccinations Report. So to open up, we simply have to double click. You can see at the bottom of the screen that Primary Sense is retrieving the data. The report has now opened up into Google Chrome, which is the preferred browser for Primary Sense. If your report does not look like it is displaying correctly, it may be because it has opened into a different browser. Looking at the report in more depth, there is a date and timestamp, and there are also a number of drop-down boxes which provide further information if needed. This report is looking at pregnant women who do not have a record of vaccination for pertussis and/or influenza during this pregnancy. We can see that there is a table with a number of indicators located across the top. One of the first things I like to do when opening up a report is to scroll to the bottom and identify how many entries are listed for the table. So we can see there are 54 entries in this report, but only the first 25 are currently displayed. For the purposes of this video, I'm then going to change to show all the entries on the page. Looking at the indicators along the top of the table, we can see as we hover directly over that the cursor allows us to sort on screen. So for example, if you wanted to sort by GP, you could click on the name and it then sorts the patients on screen according to their assigned GP. Likewise, if we wanted to sort by the patient age, we could click on age and it is then sorting the patient accordingly. Primary Sense also has the option to be able to search using the box in the top right-hand corner. So for example, if we wanted to only display patients of Dr. Feelgood, we could search his or her name in the box, and we can see that it's now only showing patients of Dr. Feelgood's. If we wanted to return to all patients, we simply close or remove. Looking more depth at an individual patient, we can see that Paige Babbage, coming across, last visited on the 13th of the 9th, 2019. She does not have an existing appointment in the future. We can see she's 21 years of age and does not have a recording of flu-vax or pertussis in your clinical software. We can also see that Paige is 39 weeks pregnant, and that is pulling it from an ultrasound source. All of the information listed here is based on your clinical software system. If, for example, Paige identified that she did not want to receive the flu-vax or the pertussis, we could use the remove button to take her off the report. Using the remove function will take the patient off the report for 12 months. If the patient was identified as no longer attending the practice, we would recommend that they are inactivated in your clinical software. Some of the other functions of Primary Sense include being able to export to Excel or print directly from the page. If we wanted to print, we could simply right-click and select print, and then this will print the list as it is displayed. We can also export the list to Excel by clicking export, and it will ask us what is our intention in using this report. So in this example, I'm showing someone else, so I'm sending that response. The Excel file has opened up into the bottom left-hand corner, and we can open it up and we can see that the details are now displayed. There is no requirement for you to utilize the report in Excel. It's just a feature for those who may wish to use it. Another key feature of Primary Sense is every report that is opened is automatically saved into the Documents folder on the desktop. So if we open into Documents, we're going to Primary Sense, Reports, we can see that the Pregnancy and Vaccinations report has been opened several times in the last few days, and it will save it here on the desktop. It is important to verify if you are using these reports for PIP-QI that the desktop is either backed up, or we would recommend potentially saving it into a central folder on the server. PIP-QI requires evidence to be maintained for a minimum period of 6 years. So you want to ensure if you are using these reports that you have that documentation securely saved. Coming back to the report, a lot of practices ask us what do they do with the reports or the data once they have pulled the information. This is really up to the practice, and it does vary according to how the practice operates. We have had feedback from some practices who utilise this report on a daily basis or even a weekly basis. And we have had feedback that taking advantage of this existing appointment column can be advantageous because the patients are already attending the practice. Alternatively, you could set up reminder systems, or you could brainstorm within the practice what would be the most appropriate way to use this information and try to increase the rates of vaccination for this group of people. That is all that we are going to be covering today. If you look at our webpage, we will have a variety of other resources and videos on Primary Sense. Thank you for your time.